So, Borderlands the movie review. I don't review movies, it's all games, but we're going to review it because, Claptrap made me do it. We got Claptrap, and he is disappointed, and I'm disappointed. I brought my kids, 9-year old and 7-year old. They both said it's their greatest movie ever. They love the movie. They said it was number one. It's not. I would give it a 2 out of 10, and be prepared for some spoilers. So if you just want to know my score, 2 out of 10. I will say the music was great, had absolutely fantastic music. These are the pros on why it's a 2 out of 10. Music was fantastic. I think Krieg, in my opinion, Krieg was the best character on the movie just because he said a lot of lines from the movies. He acted just like his character in the movies. I liked Krieg. Um, that's where it kind of ended for me. There was a cool moment with Lilith. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, there's a moment with Lilith that I liked, and yeah. Other than that, no. Everybody else, Roland's character, Kevin Hart, he didn't do a bad job. He didn't do an awful job like I thought he was going to do, but it wasn't anything great. Uh, Lilith's character, Kate Blanchett, she did a decent job, but it wasn't anything that it was just boring. She didn't have any emotion with the character. It was just like meh. Tiny Tina, that's not how Tiny Tina is at all. I was like, oh, okay. She's more crazy, more unhinged, and in this one, she's like, oh, I'm gonna throw a bomb. It was boring. And then Claptrap. He tried. I think so. I read that Jack Black recorded everything for Claptrap before the movie was ever filmed, before they ever did people showing up, anything like that. So he never was actually on set. And I think that kind of affected it because he wasn't there to do the lines. There was no chemistry between it. So all his stuff was pre-recorded. There was no improvisation, anything like that. So it was just Jack Black reading from a script. And if it would have been him reading the lines while they were reading the lines kind of thing, I feel like it would have allowed some improvisation, or if he would have recorded his lines afterwards, um, it would have just added some stuff to it. But instead, it just, there wasn't that chemistry between anybody. There was no chemistry between anybody whatsoever, which I think really, really affected it. They changed a lot of things with the story, and I understood going into it. They were like, "We're going to change some stuff with the story." They changed a lot, an absolute lot. Things that didn't need to get changed. Borderlands is a good story in general. I enjoyed Borderlands story, but not this movie. No, no, no. I don't know what they did. It didn't work. The big villain for this is Atlas. It's our first time seeing Atlas. It's our first time seeing him, and he was just boring. There wasn't anything like I just didn't really care for him at all. He didn't bring anything to the table. It just meh. Moxie's character, didn't like that at all. I love Moxie, and I was like, this is cool. It wasn't. Dr. Tannis. Um, yeah, Dr. Tannis. I don't think that Jamie Lee Curtis did a good job whatsoever with Dr. Tannis. Her character was just like, the whole time, it's just very like, oh, I got to do this, and like just dare in the headlights. That's how it felt every single time she was on the screen, and there was like no emotion with her. The door closed. This made me laugh. The door closed, and like super late reaction of a door closing. She's like freaks out, and I was like, okay, like this was so out of it just was out of sync. Everything just felt out of sync. There were a few like haha moments, but nothing that just really wowed me. And I think the big aha like laughing moments were really shown in the trailer. So outside of the trailer, you didn't get really much in the movie. I just it's not worth watching in theaters. I don't think it's really worth buying when it comes out. If it comes free on like Paramount Plus, Netflix, something like that, I definitely suggest watching it if you're a fan of Borderlands, just because it's really cool to see some of these characters come to life. It's really cool to see this universe that, people love come to life. Unfortunately, I don't think they did a good job at it. I don't. It could have been better. It could have been so much better, and instead we got this, and it's just very disappointing. So two out of 10. Yeah, that's 5. But 2 out of 10, it's just nah, it ain't it. But if you bring your kids, apparently kids absolutely love it. Both my kids think it's the greatest movie of all time. My son was like, "Hey, Dad, do I have Borderlands on the Xbox?" And I was like, "No, bro." But he was all like, "Can I play it on my Xbox?" I was like, "I'm not buying it for you on the Xbox. I got it on PlayStation, son." But yeah, he wants to play at Borderlands now, and I was like, "That's so cool." But yeah, it just nah. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. I'll talk about it in the comments, but I don't want to spoil anything in a video. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts on this catastrophe. My friend watched it with me. He said, "You remember that last Resident Evil movie? I can't remember what it was called. Was it Operation Raccoon City? I don't know what the fuck the last Resident Evil movie was. It was trash, absolute garbage." I saw it with him, and he was like, "You remember that Resident Evil movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "That was better than this," and that's the truth. I'll see you guys later.